Thanks for staying with us on the News at 1. The Competition Commission has said it will not get tired of getting to the bottom of the alleged forex manipulation involving more than 10 banks. Competition Commissioner Tembinkosi Bonakele wants the affected banks to file their answering affidavits. He was speaking on the sidelines of the 11th Annual Competition Law and Policy Conference currently underway in Johannesburg. Our reporter Liabo Setho is covering that conference and is joined by the Commissioner. Liabo, good afternoon. Over to you.
Good afternoon, Zinga. Thank you very much. Yes, as I said that yesterday, the Commissioner Bonakele had very strong words for the banks, saying that his patience is running out with regards to them filing their answering affidavit. These, of course, are the banks that are alleged to be involved in fixing the currency. Some South African banks obviously have been implicated in that. But let's find out from the Commissioner himself exactly how serious this is and how much his patience is running out. Commissioner, thank you very much for making time to speak to us. You had very strong words to say to the banks yesterday, and that your patience is running out. However, there are banks that have already approached you discreetly, you said. Does your patience run out for them as well, who have at least come to you in discretion and said, look, we are willing to settle? Do you still want them to file their answering affidavit? What's the state of play currently?
Yes, all banks that have not settled with the Commission have to file an answer. We have settled with Citibank, and we have had Barclays coming in as a leniency applicant. These two banks have confessed and given us information about what happened. So if the banks think that we are wrong, together with Barclays and Citibank, in fact, Barclays and Citibank were crazy by admitting to this. They must file an answer and say so. That's all we're asking for. And what I've said is that, of course, settlement, we consider the timing of settling. And it's getting too late now because a whole lot of things have happened, including banks ganging up to try and get this squashed.
Yes, I was about to ask about that. Why are you so opposed to them dealing with this as a collective? Is it such a problem?
Because they cannot have a collective defense. Each bank has been accused, and we've specifically mentioned people who said belong to these banks. And so each bank has to file its own answer. All of these technicalities that they are colluding about and coordinating will not work. You know, as I said yesterday, this is all a dream, and somebody needs to wake up from it, that ultimately we've got to go to trial.
Standard Bank seems to be fighting back. They want all the evidence you have against them. Have you approached them? What's the latest with regards to that?
It's not fighting back. Fighting back is laying your defense bare by filing your papers. They are placing technical obstacles towards the matter being heard. We've not heard a story from them at all, except to say they don't know the case they have to answer. Well, the story we've got is the story we got from the banks. We are not the ones who were in the trading rooms. It's the banks people who were there. The story we have comes from there. The information we have, I can tell you, they have it. We just want them to file an affidavit.
Let me move over to other issues that the Competition Commission is currently involved in. Firstly, the issue of the market probe into data prices. I know that our viewers are very interested in finding out how that will be unfolding and when it will be completed. And also the issue with regards to Uber and meter taxi business. How far are you with those two?
Well, data we've just started. In fact, we're starting in September, which is a few days from now. This very important inquiry looking at costs. There have been studies that show that our data costs are amongst the highest, even comparing ourselves with other countries in the continent. So we'll be probing that for a period of about a year and making recommendations about what we think should happen. On Uber and meter taxis, we have a market inquiry into public transport. And one of the things we are looking at is the entire meter taxi situation and Uber, because part of what triggered this inquiry were complaints by the meter taxi operators that there's no level playing field. We have to look at all of that and again make appropriate recommendations.
Commissioner Bonakele, thank you very much for making time to speak to us. I wish we had more time to probe some of the issues that this conference is currently looking at, but I'm afraid we don't have a lot of time. Thank you very much. That was Commissioner Tembinkosi Bonakele. He is the Competition Commissioner with the Competition Commission of South Africa. We are currently attending the Economic Policy Conference, Economic Competition Policy Conference, currently taking place in
in Rustenburg on Saturday.
studio.